knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Timelang apsheni ralocha sanwanani mulweni. My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Now, today we're talking about Nedbank, which is a major financial institution in South Africa, and the case of Stephinah, who is a woman who paid for a car she never received and a loan she never got. Now, since 2011, she has been fighting a battle for what is rightfully hers and only to be ignored and mistreated by the very institutions she's actually trusted. Now, let that sink in for a moment, right? Paying for a car you never had, paying for a loan you never received. I mean, how does that even happen, right? How can a major bank, a financial institution that's supposed to be safeguarding people's hard-earned money, steal from its own customers? And what's worse is the fact that this has been dragging on for over a decade, with Nedbank refusing to help her or even acknowledge the wrongdoing.
The instruction of who should be sued and who should not be sued. Now, we came here and we asked for someone from the executive. Now, I presume you are part of the executive, all right? Essentially, it would have been imperative to speak to the CEO. Now, I don't understand if you can set up a meeting for us with the CEO or not. But what we're saying here in a nutshell is that Nedbank has committed fraud with your merchant, and we are asking you to resolve this matter in a proper manner. Failure to resolve this matter, we will post that on a social media platform.
Well, first of all, we can get permission
no, hang
for
on.
the video.
Hang on, please. You don't know what you're talking about, the Poppy Act, all right? There's a lot of you guys in South Africa that don't know the Poppy Act. Ron, please don't have an attitude, you understand? Don't have an attitude. Don't come up with a bullshit attitude. If you don't want to listen, get your CEO to come here.
No.
Don't come up with
I'm
stupidity.
going to ask security to remove you from the program.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm going to do that.
We'll leave.
Your aggressive behavior is uncalled for.
You get lost.
I mean, let's take a step back and look at this from a broader perspective. And for many of us, when we walk into these banks, we're not just dealing with financial services. We're often up against a system that was designed to exclude and exploit us. Now, I don't want to jump into conclusions here, but we've seen too many instances where banks, particularly those with a long colonial history, seem to take advantage of the people who don't have the same access to resources, the same access to legal support or social capital. And in this case, Stephinah's story is just the latest example of how financial institutions in South Africa, like Nedbank, have been far too comfortable in robbing the very people they're supposed to serve. And we're talking about a decade of neglect here. How is it that after all this time, the bank can't come forward and right a wrong that is so clear? How can a woman be expected to pay for something she never received? And how can a bank so willingly let that injustice just slide? I mean, you can just imagine how many other Black South Africans have fallen victim to similar issues, whether it's unlawful deductions, loan fraud, or mismanagement of accounts. We don't know, right? Because the systems that are supposed to protect us, like the ombudsman or the consumer protection, are often underfunded, understaffed, and not easily accessible. And many of us don't even know where to turn when we're being mistreated by these powerful institutions. Let's have a look.
Bank premises at the moment. They have stolen my money, and when I'm here to resolve the matter, they call the security to remove us from the building. But there's a lot of corruption happening here at Nedbank, while black people have been robbed, and they are being robbed by white people that are the merchants of the bank. They just collude with one another, and I just hope that we find resolution based on this matter.
And I'm not saying that this issue is about race specifically, but let's be real about the historical context. Banks in South Africa have often been accused of systemic racism, whether in terms of the people they lend to, or the way that they treat customers, or the type of services they offer. We've heard it time and time again. Black people are seen as high risk, less trustworthy, even in a post-apartheid South Africa. And in this case, when a woman like Stephinah walks into a bank with valid contract, makes payments for years, and then gets told that the bank won't help her, you've got to wonder, how many other Black people have been treated like this? And I believe that it's time we had a serious conversation about accountability. Banks like Nedbank and all financial institutions for that matter cannot continue to operate as though they are above reproach. I mean, think about it. How many more stories do you need before something is done? Stephinah's story could have been anyone's, and if we don't start demanding change, we'll continue to see the same patterns of abuse over and over again. So what do you think? Please, let's continue the conversation in the comment section. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again. It is